So let's start. I'm sorry that I'm going to be, because I have a group here, so I'm gonna be, going back and forth. So guys, thank you so much for coming in. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm going in today as a how to break into commercial, right? Real estate. Please stop me. Please just ask question, because this training is for that. I know how to do commercial because I've been doing it for a while already. But if you have any questions, hey, just shut up, okay? So I can answer that. All right. So my next thing is I'm gonna tell you 3 ways to get into real commercial real estate, right? The brokerage side right now. Leasing is very, very easy when it comes to commercial. Why? Because you can ask one of your clients, hey, do you have a commercial property? And they're willing to give you a shot by leasing on the property or selling the property, right? So if you have people that you already doing commercial, just ask. You know what I mean? Hey, you have commercial property that you know about commercial because you're trying to get into, okay? The second thing is commercial property management, guys. Right now, I'm letting you guys know we are in the process of building a commercial division with the lifestyle, right? And I already had the Paraiso property management. So my ideal is I already said no yesterday to 2 potential shopping centers because we're not set up with it. So my ideal is that we're going to be having shopping center and things like that, so agents can represent commercial landlords, and then you guys as an agent can also say, hey, we have commercial real estate, because I have it. I just not set up the right way yet. That is coming because commercial property management is retail offices, shopping center, street mall, retail that we can manage, and you guys can also collect and also do multifamily. Multifamily, guys, is something that I'm in it. I'm gonna show you guys right now a deal that I'm currently in it right now, so we can go through it so you guys can understand what it's going to be, because that's going to lead into the lending capital market, debt and equity placement for big projects. Okay, so this project right now that I'm currently is working. Everybody see this one? Hold on. Let me put over here too. Jesus Christ.
Pass the screen.
Hold on, because I had to also share that. Share the screen, yes. Share the screen. Can everybody see that? Everybody, yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Thank you. So this Viale is a misuse, okay? This is one of my big deals right now that I'm working right now. It's about 100 units in Coral Gables, okay? And this is the offering memorandum, okay, guys? So this is 100 unit condo in the middle of Coral Gables, okay? So, and I'm gonna go a little bit into it. If you guys have questions, let me know. So this is 299 Minorca Avenue in Coral Gables. The total is going to be about 37,000 square feet building. It's zoning MX2. That the zoning is misused, just FYI. All right. As of right now, we approved for 45. Okay. So, but because it's going to be Airbnb, it's going to be one of the first in Coral Gables that you don't see this. It's going to be one of the first Airbnb properties in Coral Gables as a misuse like that.
How are you involved in this?
I'm the guy that raised the equity for this type of project, and I'm going to tell you what is the equity and things like that on this project. Okay, so land purchase, okay, it was 8 million. Okay, oh, what happened here? Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
And why you guys cannot see my screen?
Okay.
Okay, no problem. So it's 8 million. Interest expense note is 2 million, right? The capital formation, which is the hard cost, is about 50 million. Well, let me go back. I go back to that because that's the cost of construction. Let's go back to the project. Project highlight is going to be sale price, right? If you want to buy the condo, it's going to be $1,500 square footage. You should know about, really, when you talking about this big number, you should know what is the square footage of this units, okay? What I
Right.
want to talk to you guys is about the performa right now here. Okay, this is the project performa that you guys, when you guys dealing with something like this, you should know.
Ok, man, tenía que entrar aquí a un entrenamiento.
Can you mute yourself, please? All right. So real
Sorry.
quick, land purchase. So the land purchase is 8 million. Okay. Soft cost is 15, and right here is where I'm telling you back when I say lending, capital market, debt, and equity placement. So I raised $8 million for this big project. Okay. Purchase deposit is 11 million, which is the construction loan that we're gonna have with the senior debt at 18. So pay a closing is 2 million. This whole entire building is costing us $39 million. But the exit, well, I'm not gonna, that's just the cost of the building. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit more about what it's going to be when we put it, you know, the when you stabilize and things like that, that's gonna go back to it. But I want you guys to see this building so you guys know when you guys are raising debt and equity, it's not that easy, but it's achievable because you can do it like very simple like this with some partners. And obviously raising the equity is the hardest part. Now for me, it's not, but it's pretty good when you do it correct. Okay, guys. Any question with this building before I jump into the other thing? Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing this and I'm gonna go back to slides. Hold on.
Progress.
Hold on. Why? What's happening here? Okay. Everybody can see. Everybody can see my screen now.
Sammy.
Yeah.
You hear me? Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hey, it's Rob. Can you share a copy of the OM because I definitely would like to be able to study it because I know that's crucial to be able to present the project to any potential buyers.
Okay. I will do that. For
Thank
sure, I
you.
will do that. Okay. So hold on for a second. Let me. No.
Screen 2.
Sure.
Okay. There we go.
Go, Bruce.
Try to go back.
Go back to what?
Stop screen share.
Sorry, guys. I'm having technical difficulty here.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're all gonna watch on this in the back.
Okay. All right. So, everybody can watch that, right? Where to get your leads from commercial, right? So right now, pay leads, run target campaign, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Google Ads, right? You gotta pay for those things. Those things, when you do commercial, that's how the commercial is working.
I got you.
It was right there, but I don't care. As long as you guys know, don't worry.
Because we said that.
You've seen it like that, right? Like
Now we see where to get your leads.
hold on. Maybe that's it.
There you go. We see the full screen.
Yep.
We're good.
Okay, so now, okay, where you get your leads, commercial, pay software like see LoopNet. I'm doing LoopNet right now. And by the way, this background, I have that background is a bank right now that I have as a commercial listing in Tampa. So, and we're gonna discuss that one too. So if you have anybody in Tampa that are interested on like a bank retail space, I have it, and we're gonna share with you guys. Okay, so pay software like Cressy. Cressy right now is about $150, $160. It is, if you really want to get into commercial, it is, guys, a startup way for you to like pay for. If you don't have to, because all you guys have clients that maybe have commercial, but please, if you want to pay for it, go ahead right away. And their leads are a little bit kind of like flaky sometimes. They're not like, they're real, but they're not that great. Meaning, like, you're gonna talk to people, hey, I'm looking to, this shopping plaza. I'm looking, my budget is $45,000 a month, and you might have to, see if it's true or not, ask them for financial, ask for taxes, and things like that to see if that lead is real, right? LoopNet is more for the whole world to see what your listing is. It's more expensive. Right now, we're gonna be paying about 500, and I'm dividing into two offers the login because they only allow you only 4 listing or 3 listing. It depends on how many listings you have, and they give you a window, either 6 months to 12 months. Okay, so you have to see which one. When you get into commercial, you're gonna make money, but you gotta spend money up front. Okay, just to let you know, this sign for this bank cost me $300, right? To put it in, another $150. The picture, I'm already to like $500. You know what I'm saying? So it's cost a lot in the front. But when I negotiated this whole entire thing at 4% for me. So if the other guy, that's another thing. So the other guy is the client is paying him. They're paying 1 or 2%. I'm paying myself 4%. I can choose to give you 1%. And commercial, it's not residential. Residential, we split that. Commercial, I'm not a big, but I like trying to be firm what I'm going to give you because I already do my due diligence. You should do yours. There's some agents also they got here advantage on the past, and that's why they're no longer with us because was ChatGPT and stuff, and like he was not asking. Listen, it was $25,000 retail store, right? $25,000 times 12. I think it's about, what is the calculation? 200 and something, right?
Yeah.
Give me the calculation real quick so I can give you guys a sample. 25 times 12, 300,000. 300,000 times 10 years, 3 million, right? So $3 million at 10%. What is it?
Because I could still go do it on.
Can you mute yourself, please? 300,000. You know how much that agent got paid? $50,000. Minus 300. Got paid the most. The listing agent. That was another agent from.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't know how to restructure this. Obviously, it was his first deal. He didn't know. So please, when it comes to commercial, you have to ask questions. Okay.
So what, Sammy, sorry, we're on topic. And what could he have done better there?
Well, the other agent broker got like sense that was his first deal.
Correct.
And basically structured the LOY in the listing favor for him instead of for himself.
He was representing the tenant.
He represented the tenant and the other one represented, so the listing agent took advantage of our agent. And it happened. But in commercial, when you see the HUD at the end, you're gonna be pissed. Because when you do a commission, it's a home run. You know what I'm saying? $300,000, buddy.
Yeah.
If anything, he should have walked away with 150 if it was me. But he did it. All right. So investor meetups, okay? That's another really good way. I have done it, mixers, but stay away from, it's not realtor meetups. It's literally meeting with other, investors, things like that. They going to really you know, ask for business and you're going to like, you know, be very talking about what it is the commercial is, okay? Please, this is very, very important. Mastering your language of commercial real estate in essential is mandatory. You must know what is the NOI, okay? Net operating income. You know, must know what is the cap rate, rent rolls, triple N leases, town reconciliation, pro forma. The pro forma, we just did a pro forma right now with the other building, okay? Price per square footage is very, very, very important. Value add versus stabilize. Do you know what is a value add versus stabilize? Do you know? No, that's okay. So, do anybody knows what is a value add versus stabilized asset?
Yes.
Okay. Cap rate. Do you guys know how to calculate the cap rate? Okay. So I got some agents here, so I'm gonna take a little bit of that time so we can explain this. So the cap rate, what's your name? The back? Will. So Will, the cap rate. You're going to basically you're gonna add, okay. So let's say the property is $25 a square footage, okay. $25, you're gonna add it up times, let's say it's 3,000, okay. How much you have that is gonna be a crazy number, okay. You're gonna add up to 12, all right. Divide that by the amount of money that you're gonna purchase the property for, okay. So for example, so you can really see. I know you guys cannot see this, but so for example, $25 a square footage, okay, times let's say the property is 3,000 square feet. How much is that? Can somebody give me an idea of that? 75,000. Okay. So $75,000, right? We're gonna multiply that times 12, right? How much is that? 100,000. So 900,000, right? Is what do you think it is going to be? That's how much money he's gonna make, right? So now the property, let's say this is a crazy number. The property is $2 million. Okay, so $2 million, right? You guys get a picture divided by what is that?
Divided by 12. Divided by 12.
By 900, sorry, 900. Yeah, because 900 is the return, right? Huh?
2.22.
Okay, so do you think that's a good cap rate or not? Bad rate, the bad. Okay, so that means that that number you have to, the $2 million, and sorry guys that I'm giving you my bag, I'm just trying to explain this over here. $2 million, you have to negotiate that price better. So it's really not making that. You know what I'm saying? When you really see what is the square footage on the building itself, that's where you negotiate more. Okay, right now, another sample I can give you. I just said Dennis, 20,000 square feet, medical office in Corway. We're selling for $12 million. Okay, we're making about $700,000 a year. For how much we are doing is at 6.5%, 7% cap rate. That's a good cap rate. You know what I'm saying? You have to stay up below 5 and up. It's a good cap rate. Okay. Any question over here?
For the price per square foot, would it always show on the listing?
No, you have to ask.
Yeah.
And then, however the same way that I did it right here, right? So you want to, let's say they're asking $45 a square foot. Okay. You always have to. Maybe they say, oh, it's only 45,000. Okay, so you get the $45,000. You divide that by 12, in some cases, and you ask, hey, so that means that if 45, that means that when you divide the 45,000 by 12, it's gonna give you a lower number. That means that's the square footage for that number. Okay, you always have to go backwards. Everybody knows what is the rent roll is. And I'm sorry that I'm going like this, but we gotta know our the language to add value to these people. Okay, that anybody knows rent rolls?
Yes.
Yes.
It's very simple. It's rent roll. So basically, anytime that you have a building, you have tenant. Anytime that you have, every time it's paying you 5,000, 4,000, you add that, that's your rent roll at the end of the month, monthly income, that's your rent roll, okay?
Before expensive.
Yeah. Okay, obtaining education, guys, commercial real estate is highly important. Right now, if you go to the dashboard on commercial on the MLS, you go to education, you're gonna see these 3 courses or 4 courses. I took them, okay? Unlocking PRM commercial from property search to property power. That's a really good class, okay? Commercial MLS 101, commercial MLS 201, commercial customer engagement series. That series has a part of 3. That's a really good entry level, for you guys. That is, if you guys want to get into it, I recommend that 1,000%. Okay. The mindset shift is critical in real estate and commercial. Why? Okay, so as a residential, right? We ask, what do you want to pay, right? To the listing, to the landlord or to the owner. And residential or commercial, we say, what does the asset produce? Why? Because we go back of how much that property is going to generate me, okay? In the sense of, risk. So if I'm buying this property that is literally $2 million, what is my risk? That I'm making money what I have. Because it's not only the liability of the $2 million, it's also the tax liability that I have with it when I'm carrying it. You get it? You understand that? So, and if you don't, please, because while I have this property at $2 million, what am I making? Which is a yield that I'm going to hold it for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. If I'm holding it for more longer, that means that my tax deductible is better, right? Because I'm depreciating every year. However, that doesn't mean that I'm making money. And then when I'm making money, what is my exit strategy, right? The exit strategy means, okay, if I buy at 2 million, I hold it for 5 years, and then that 5 years I can make $250,000. That's a good buy. But if I can only hold it and then sell it for 5.1 or 5.2, really they didn't make it because remember you still have to pay a commission to the broker. So you have to know your numbers when you're talking to this commercial. The mindset, it has to be about numbers. It cannot be just, it's a look good, or it's a, no, it cannot be. It has to be numbers. It will make the transaction smoother. If you're making that guy cash flow, he's going to love you forever because that's how you scale. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, timeline in commercial, okay? If you guys want to get in, 0 to 6 months, I put gaining knowledge and initial experience, okay? 6 to 18 months, that's when you really start earning initial income, guys. That means that you know the leasing period. That you know about how to talk about gas station. Gas station is not the same thing of building. And in commercial, you really have to be known about the name. I can really do a little of everything, but I don't know everything, right? So in gas station, and I'm going to be, one completely from the other one. Gas station, you need to know environmental ground. You need to know, because I'm doing one right now. That's why I'm going back in. You need to know just the density the gas station has. You need to know right now is inventory. Everything that you can think about in gas station is very difficult. It's more difficult than a medical building. Medical building is just, hey, who's your tenant? How much is the leases? How much you're making? And then let's sell it. Okay, how much square footage? Very simple. The LOI is very simple at gas station. Retail spaces. Retail spaces too are only on the triple net lease. How much is the square footage? And let's go. It's not difficult. Okay. Now, some of these deals will take you 6 months, 8 months, a year. Where the leases is quickly. You know what I'm saying? So that's why.
Tammy, how would you price, like, let's say a barbershop? Somebody called me and asked me. I've listed them before, never sold it, but like I kind of guessed. How would you do that?
Okay, so the question is, how do I price a barbershop? So the barbershop, it's kind of hard to do it because it's a cash business, right? You cannot really you don't have control. Now, I know that the barbershop is by chairs. You know, you give me $500, let's say $500 a week per chair. You have 10 chairs at $500 a week. That is $5,000, right? Keep in mind. So 5,000 times 4, because it's 4 weeks on a month. That is 25, 10, 15, $20,000 a month, right? So that $20,000 a month, what are we selling? We're selling the business, or we're selling the
business with all the chairs, all the equipment,
but not the real estate.
not real estate.
What is the leases?
Let's say 3,000 a month.
Okay, so I said this is good. Let's do it. Let's do this together. Guys, sorry, but I'm doing this for these people that are here. So okay, so we have $20,000 a month, right? We have $3,000. Okay, and we have $3,000. We have $20,000 a barbershop month, $3,000 lease. How much the taxes? You don't have to pay taxes because it's how much expenses?
Well, you got,
I guess the water,
you got,
electric.
yeah, FP&O, whatchamacallit, internet, phone, whatever.
How much? But how much we're talking about? $500?
Yeah, let's say
$500. Okay, what is the square footage of the place?
2,000, let's say.
2,000. Okay, so for you asking me how do you do it? $20,000 a month, $3,000 lease, $500 expensive, and 2,000 square footage. Really simple. 20,000. That's the net. What are you gonna take off?
$500.
There we go. So at $20,000,
95.
you take 500. What else?
$3,000.
$3,000 for the lease.
There you go. What else?
I don't know. I would take off like a little extra just in case like any hiccups or anything, like account for something.
You usually have to do 10% of the 20,000. Okay. So 20,000, 10%. What do you think it is? $1,000. Okay. So we had 2, 5, 6, 6,500, right? 6,500 minus 20K.
13,500.
Huh?
13,500.
There you go. So that is your real monthly income, right? So now, if you take 13,500 divided by 2,000, what is it? Calculate that.
13,500 what? Divided by?
2,000 as a square footage.
14,500.
Oh, 14,500. My bad. Sorry. Huh?
No, I can't even see you. Is that in the way?
14,500 divided by 2,000. Do you guys get it? Do you guys have any questions?
725. 7.25.
That's the cap rate.
So that would be good, right? According to what you said.
According to that, because I don't know now. Out of that, I know that the business is making $20,000, right? But how much money really that I'm making? Because that is a cash business. That's another thing. I cannot really prove that unless I give you my taxes. And some of these business taxes with the cash business, you really don't report it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looking at this, I'm looking at about maybe $200,000, $250,000 barbershop. You know what I'm saying? That's looking at, but we don't know because that's another thing. If 14,500 times 5 years, how much is that? Times 12 times 5 years, 14,500. 14 times 12 times.
$174,000.
Huh?
$174,000.
87.
Wait,
Oh, no, you did wrong.
14,500 times 12 times 5 years. Huh?
7,500.
Same 2,500?
Yeah.
You see, that number doesn't apply to the number that we said we're gonna sell for. Because obviously you have expenses. Right.
We're doing 14,500 times 12 times 5.
Correct.
It would be 72,500 times 5.
Okay, there you go then.
Yeah, 72 got the 5 times 5.
Oh,
362.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I thought.
So if it's 375, that means in 5 years we make our money back. If it's
In how many
275.
years?
In 5 years.
In 5 years.
That's what you usually get when you buy in a barber shop or you buying something like that small. Okay, have to give you 5 years. Car washes,
And you're not taking into consideration.
27.
But we don't even
Huh?
know what the purchase price is.
no. I calculate by 20K. Say it again.
University or the one by the stadium?
Can you guys please mute yourself? By this number, I'm calculating the barber shop will be around 225 to 50, right? Because I have the monthly income. Okay,
Gotcha.
I have the square footage, but it depends on how you want. You talk to the landlord or the owner. Say, hey, you reporting the $200,000 a year, or you don't? Because obviously he has the lease, and that lease also, remember, is going to go up every year. So you also have to multiply that. This is a rough estimate. I really had to do a dive in to see the escalation of that lease, to then calculate the lease literally of how many years he has left, and then calculate that on the 20K. Because the chair per price, that the price per chair every week can change right now. That's like $400-$500 for a barber. That is to the top. The barber shop had to be cranking a lot of people. So on that sense,
And some of them do splits too, like they do like percentage.
so that's even more harder, because then the house always is gonna get whatever. If you make $500 and you charge me 30%, that means I'm taking home $300, and you take it home $200.
Like left of the lease, like let's say they originally had a 10-year lease,
Oh yeah,
but they only have 5 years left. How much does that factor into?
So that's a good question. So you have to calculate the escalation. So if it's $3,000, let's say we do $3,000 times 5% every year. So $3,000 times 5%, what is that? 300,000 what? I don't have a calculator.
What is it, $3,000 on 5%?
Yeah, because that's 3 to 5% is the escalation clause. So $3,150 every year. You got to add it up to the $3,000 every year, because if not,
Then you're all off.
yeah, then I buy something from you that you didn't tell me what it's gonna be. You have to calculate that. Okay, so we're gonna go back to this thing. Commercial real estate move, okay? 2 to 3 years, establish expertise in a specific area. Guys, don't try to be an expert in everything, because you're not going to. You gotta find a niche. If it's going to be barbershop, if it's going to be, retail spaces, if it's going to be, Julie, can you mute people, please? If it's going to be,
See how they don't grow wild?
Hold on.
And what's the norm, Sammy, with the leases? 3 to 5 years is like the standard stuff?
Well, it depends too, because sometimes you have 3, you might have 8, you might have 5 with an option of 3 more years. Okay, and those are pretty good in that sense of barbershop retail spaces is good. When you're talking about 10,000 square feet, 15,000 square feet, they want to see 5 to 10. When you're talking about small shop, they want to see 2 to 3. Okay, 1 year is good, but they want to see 3 to 5. Now, 5 years, going back to the 5 years, building equity, forming partnership, acquiring ownership. Commercial real estate move a lot of slower pace, guys. It offers substantial and great long-term financially, but it's move slow. You can't be in a hurry. Like right now, when it comes to residential, I put a property about 20 days on the market. We got on the contract. We're closing on February 3rd, right? Next month. That's less than 35 days. I'm getting a check for like, I don't know, $12,000, right? In commercial, I have this deal that I sent to him. I have this bank too. I'm looking at maybe minimum 8 months. But on the commercial and the commercial building, I'm getting $480,000 when I sell on the bank, 1.6 at 4%. That's I think it's like 40 something thousand. You know what I'm saying? But it takes me time. So if you want to get into commercial, you have to know, hey, this has to be about numbers, very steady, very know my shit, know my craft before I start like, hey, I need to close. No, because attorneys are gonna delay the process. They gotta also be involved. You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to be in a rush to close. The numbers have to make sense. And sometimes you close in 30 days, 45 days, but it's gonna be kind of hard. So you have to give yourself time for that. Okay. Listing example. Okay, so this is my listing. Okay, it's in Tampa, 2046 Bayshore Boulevard. Okay, property highlight. Go for price. I say go for price because when we go for price, you calling me. I'm not putting it there. Okay, what is that different? My phone is ringing. You interested on it? You calling me? Hey, how much is the property? I like the location. I like how many square footage it has. How much is it? Okay, it is $2 million, $1.6 million. You want to go see it? Great, no problem. Let's go see it. Now, I'm already telling you the basic things that you need to know. Let's go back to it. 4,316 square feet, 6,152 gross square footage. You know what's the difference between those two? No. Do you know? No. Okay. So 4,316, that's the structure. 6,152 is everything, the parking, everything. Okay. So you have to take that away from it because what are you selling? You're selling the whole entire thing, the 6,000 square feet, which is 2,000 square feet of parking, which is big, plus the $4,000 structure. Okay. That's why I do it like that. So in total, plus $26,000 of land, right? 26 is the whole entire parcel. Okay. Two drive-through, which you can see there. Built in 1979, one-story building, concrete block.
Yeah, no, about pretty much what was discovered and
22,000 AD, which is the density of around 21 parking space. Land use, guys, very
got it,
important.
and
What you
thinking
need
about
to
just
know.
talk to them,
Yo,
where
can you please mute
it's
yourself, please? Can you
like
please mute yourself?
not fair, like where like giving you
Um,
space to be yourself and comfortable, but this is look what you're doing, and it's not right.
I don't need to know about that, buddy. Like, seriously. All right, going back to this thing. Zoning is very important. You need to know what the zoning you're selling. Okay, you need to know because you don't want to create. You don't, and it happens. It happened to a friend of mine. So he was doing a university. Okay, he went to this building in Doral. Okay, the Doral building. What do they want? The landlord want money. They don't care about what are you gonna put in there. They really don't. If you're gonna pay me $30,000 a month for my space, for my 30,000 square feet space, I don't care. You do whatever you want. But you, as a agent, and you have to do your due diligence. You have to know what can you put in it. So month one passed by, month one, month two, everything good. He put a university. Everybody start coming in, and guess what? You cannot have in that area a university. Believe it or not, universities, these universities popping up like Nova University. You have to have a particular zoning for them. You cannot just because this building is empty, I'm gonna put a university here. No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Every and zoning it has for that reason. Okay. Any question, guys?
Do you take into consideration, like sometimes I know you say that people smoke the books, they don't have all the taxes. I've ran into people that they keep a history in like a black book. Is that something that's like legit or?
It depends on the buyer. If the buyer want to trust that particular business does that, great. But the buyer you have to convince the buyer because and then if you convince them and it wasn't like that, you're then gonna be screwed up and they can sue you. I'm dead serious. They can sue you. In commercial, it's a wild west because a lot of people can tend to lie. And if you're lying for it, why are you in the business for? You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't lie, but they tell you, hey, like right now, Mike has a and this is for whoever if this agent is here, please no. There's right now an agent that we have that doesn't have all the documents, okay, of this shop. You have to ask when you're selling something, you have to ask for the taxes, you have to ask for the P&L, you have to ask for inventory. Inventory is very, very important, especially if you're selling supplies, something store, or you have what are you selling? You're selling a cigar shop, you're selling something that right you want to sell, but if I don't have the proper information to tell the buyer is coming in or the broker, don't post it just because you want to sell. You have to have the things that you need to in order for you to talk. Okay. Because if you don't, you're gonna look bad as a listing agent. You know what I'm saying? Like selling a business versus selling an empty unit, empty condo like that, a retail space like that, is very different. On the unit side, on the retail space, what do? The square footage, like I showed you. On the business side, you have to ask more questions. You know what I mean? The report on what? On weekly or monthly basis. How much is coming in? How much is going out? Because every business is different. And then in the inventory, if you say, "Oh, I spent about $45,000 on all the inventory," okay, show me how many shampoos, body shampoo you spending, how many shampoo soap do you have, like all that you have to take a consideration because that's money that you're taking as an owner that you're giving away. Correct, either product or but that's inventory. Any question, guys?
Going back to the zoning stuff, is there like a cheat sheet or somewhere where we can study what the zonings mean or anything like that?
You can go to and that's a good question.
The appraiser site?
The appraisal site, and then but then the appraisal site is going to tell you B2, UB2. You have to Google that. Means you for 3XL. You got to Google that because that is their means you that is their zoning as a property for them. We don't understand what it is, so you got to Google that, and then Google is going to tell you from the county. You press whatever is the zoning is Miami-Dade County or Fort Lauderdale or Broward County because municipalities are different, and then sometimes it's going to tell you I think it's like 34L, 32B. That means it's how high you can go and how low. Because like in Coral Gables, you cannot go higher than I think in some part in Coral Gables more than 7 floors. And and I don't know why, but
Density, yeah.
it is like that in Coral Gables. You know what I'm saying? And Palmetto Bay, you couldn't go more than 5 feet, and now they put a freaking building and it's like 10 floor high. And everybody's but wait, so they change it because the developer want to change the money obviously, but they want to change the density of the place.
Also, you could change it to second, to like the variance.
Yes, but remember, with that being said, you got to go to a hearing. You got to pay a lot of money to the county. You know what I mean? You got to pay a lot of money to the commissioner because it happened here in Palmetto Bay, and you have to pay a lot of money to everybody that sits on the board because everybody had to say, hi, I'm agreeing with this. But on the back end, you have to pay me, some serious cash. It is, that's how it is. That's how it's passing in every county here in Miami-Dade County. That's how you see this building when it shouldn't be like that. Because that try more traffic, more people for the communities. Like, if you guys know, go right now to go down Homestead. On the right-hand side, where it's the busway, there's now popping up big buildings, okay? Those buildings shouldn't be. Yeah, those buildings shouldn't be. You know why? Because of the low-income act, because we have now we have a problem with the low residential income, right? Now people are using that, so instead of putting the rent at 3,000, they only let 10 units, let's say 50 units, 10 units at 1,500. The other units are basic price. What about those units? And that's for only 1 year, guys. Because okay, I got a unit that I want at 1,500. The next year, no, 2,200. and then go up to what it need to be. But guess what? I'm the developer. I'm doing what you guys told me to do. Class A, the low A, the low income. That's how they're getting away with that. Right now, with that building that I showed you guys, is it was like that. But we doing 45 sales, and the rest is going to be condos that we're gonna manage for Airbnb. That's how we got away with it. I'm doing it at a very high level, so I know what I'm talking about. Irene, any question, anything like that, guys?
Sammy, I have a question for you, or I'll go next.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Talk.
Okay, I currently, as you know already, I have a building that I acquired for a school, and right now we're going to go through the zoning because it's not zoned for education, right? And you just said it's in the city of Homestead. We're having issues with that right now, and I got to figure out the potential. The owner of the school is basically saying if we can't get answered from the city, let's move on to a different building. This building's perfect, but like you said, it's a mission to get this zoning. What would you suggest right now with that?
Well, like I said, you got to go to the county and ask the department, the county department, hey, what is my options on the getting the zoning approved? Because remember, you have, I don't know how many students you're gonna put in that building. They have to approve the city of Homestead have to approve that. It can't just be I'm gonna put that school in there. They have to know about it, because if not, after you operating, if you put your tenant in there, it's gonna be a shit show. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Tell Mike to give me a call, because I know somebody in the city.
Okay.
So
Bruce said to give him a call. Another question, guys.
Yes, Samuel.
Thank you.
No request.
Go ahead.
No
Hi,
request.
Samuel. I currently have a few land deals going on, but I have two big shopping strip mall coming. I wonder what kind of service or help Lifestyle can provide in regards to CoStar and LoopNet for marketing, because those guys are pretty pricey, very expensive.
I know. I know how. I know. Right now we don't have them yet. We will have them. In the future, because right now, to tell you the truth, to work to break into commercial, it's like that. You have to spend the money if you want to in, and it's a very pricey thing right now, to tell you straight up the truth. But right now we don't have that to give away that. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not giving that. We're not telling you, hey, we are paying for this and you can do it. You know what I'm saying? We're not. Everybody right now have to kind of like contribute on your own and find the money to pay for it monthly, basically.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Sammy, so in the chat, I have a couple questions from people that are in the office and the team that have questions with regards to it. I don't know if you got a chance to look at it. But we have a couple questions, everything from the targeted campaigns that you put in the slide, what that looks like. If you just open up, you'll see it.
Say it again. I'm sorry. Say it again.
So in the chat, there's questions from other agents in the office that I'm just putting in. If you can get a chance to answer those for us.
Okay. Okay, how position yourself to make valuable conversation when going to this investor. Okay, so one of the questions that you did it, and I like you to Rob to read them, because I'm more like that than just But one of the questions, how can we best position ourselves to make valuable conversation when going to these investors meetups, icebreakers? Okay, so let's say this is and I'm different, right? This is a group that I'm working with, right? I started by saying, hey, nice to meet you, Dennis, or nice to meet you, sir. I'm Sammy Hernandez. So what are you here for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I started like saying, what was the purpose? Okay, I know the purpose of here is about meeting up about commercial real estate, but what do you do? I'm interested all the time on the other person. What are they doing? What type of business they have? how many units, if they have shopping center, if they have businesses, how many business they get. Because I have something that I can add value all the time, and I'm always thinking what type of value that I can give to that person, or I can learn from him. You know what I'm saying? I'm always in the seat of like, let me see what you have so I can learn from you, or let me advise, or maybe not. Maybe I just meet you and you could be a deal for me. You know what I'm saying? Those are my three always, Rob, approach to people when it comes to like that. Okay.
Perfect.
How are the tanks any environmental issue? Phase one was it? Nah. New barbers often do split like 70-30. No, going back to that.
That's
What is the easy method to break into the commercial world in your opinion? Guys, right now, like I said, you need to get more, you need to study more in the sense of like get educated, go to classes, free classes the MLS is teaching you. Okay. You have to know,
Not free, we're paying for it, so you
Yeah.
gotta go take them.
yeah, you have to take the advantage of going to those classes and learn. Commercial 101 is maybe how to look for property, how to write the LOI. You don't know the amount of people that doesn't know what is a LOI. And it's a letter of intent of how much I need to put in so I can present an offer. That's not the contract. That's just me telling you, hey, I want a property. This is how much I'm willing to do for a square foot. These are my terms. And then if you say yes, you sign it, then we go into a contract.
I mean, that's like, to give an example, it's like a contract to lease when we're doing a lease. It's like a preliminary agreement before
Yes.
we get to the meat and bones of a.
Correct,
Of a
correct,
lease
correct,
agreement.
correct, correct. That's exactly what it is. The contract to lease. That's yeah, you're absolutely right. Go ahead, Will.
Alright, say, you have a client who's looking to purchase not purchase, but to lease a property out.
Mhm.
I know we've been talking about purchasing, right, and the cap rate. Are we looking for a cap rate or leasing a property too?
No, not necessarily. It's price per square foot.
Per
Yeah,
foot, per month?
per month.
Okay.
So, for example, you want to give me okay? So, let's say,
Good question.
great question, Will. Let's say this building is 2,000 square feet. The question, guys, is what is the when we're leasing, right? Is going to be what is the price per square footage? Basically, that's what he's asking for. So let's say 2,000 square feet place, right? And they want $45 a square feet. They want
$1 per foot.
yeah. How do you do that when the
Times it.
You multiply.
$45 square footage and it's $2,000 square feet?
2,000 divided by 45.
2,000 divided by 45.
Oh, my man. Okay. What is that? Go get your calculator, buddy. And you know what I'm saying?
That's 44.44.
So that's okay. Now, there you go. Or times 12 because it's a year. Okay. So now, every time that you have a lease is per square foot. Just think about this: retail, shopping centers, retail shopping center, office building, and maybe
Warehouse fit in that?
warehouses, industrial. Yes, industrial fit definitely fit in that on square footage. Buildings, office buildings, land doesn't. Gas station doesn't. Car wash, like businesses doesn't. Just retail and commercial. That is how you kind of split into what you're gonna have for square footage. And you
What was the math on that? 45 times?
2,000.
Divided by 45 square feet times 12.
There you go. So,
How do you know if it's like a good, cause we got 533 for that.
532.
but you have to add, huh?
533 is what we got.
Is it really dividing? I thought it would be multiplied.
Hold on. Let me, how much you gotta divide, because it's 45, so you know how much it's worth, and then.
Hold
The 12, but that's what it's.
I don't.
2,000.
That experience is better, but I thought it would multiply because.
Hold on. 45.
Just by the year divided by 12.
Yeah, it's 90. He's right.
90,000.
It's $45 a square footage. That's my bad.
How many
And it's times 2,000 square footage. It's 90,000 divided by 12.
There you go.
That's 7,500. You guys got it? My bad. It's 45 times square footage. Okay?
Divided by 12.
Divided by 12. Good job.
How do you know if it's valid?
No. You have to do your comp. Thank you. You have to do your comps on the area. And that's through the MLS.
So like the average price per square foot in the area.
Mm-hmm. Which is going to be,
The building too.
yeah. But sometimes, and that's a good question, then sometimes buildings A, B, or C. What does that mean? It's building A is like prestige. You walk in, they have a lobby, the elevator looks like, you know what I mean? Like you can eat like on the floor type of thing. B, you might walk in, they don't even have security. You walk in and it's like, hey, hey, how you doing, sir? Good. I'm going to, no problem. They have like a little thing on there and you know where you're going. Building C, sheesh. That's, so you, by class, A, B, and C. That's how they categorize the building. But sometimes building A is a $45 square foot, B are 30, C are 25, 20. And sometimes on the A's, you have a lot of listings. Sometimes you don't have listings, so you have to compare it to the B. You know what I'm saying? So,
In the same building community,
huh?
you're saying this as an example, when there's a community, but there's 3 separate buildings.
Correct.
How do you know for sure what building is A, B, C?
You can walk in any of those buildings, and while you walk in, you're gonna see.
Experience them.
Yeah. Not only that, the formality of the building. Like right now, everybody goes to a lab. That building at Alhambra, that's an A building. Okay. You walk into our headquarters in Miami Lake, that's a B building. Because right now when you get in, is the luxury of having somebody in it, right? Security, the elevators already, you know where you're going. That's an A building. B building, Miami Lake, our headquarters. That's a class B building.
So really like the amenities and the upgrades.
Yeah. That's how you know you classify the
But
building.
there has to be something more. There's buildings that are nicer than
Yes.
that one, let's say, but it's kind of like all falling the ream and then there's a range.
Not only that, also the HRH will tell you too, because I'm pretty sure that just to live, like, remember when we used to be in Miami Lake, the old building, the Georgie should buy that building? The HOA, what do you think that building is? That's a perfect sample.
B.
No,
C.
Thank you. You see that? Do we had in Miami Lakes on that building? And sorry guys, I'm just trying to give you a corporation. Tell me, now you guys know what I'm coming from. First building that we were, what do you think is the difference between that and Alhambra?
Security, no presence.
No, you come in and you go up and you go to where you go. That's automatically a C building. Class B is right where we are right now. You have a little what do you call that? Directory, the elevators, and you go, but you don't have no security. You don't have no.
Nice building.
It's a nice building, and for that, you can pay. And sometime too, they can tell you it's A, and it could be because they have the security, the fobs, that can also make them an A because you do have security.
Yeah.
And it closed at a certain amount of time. So that could be. It's time security. But C for sure, the first building of Miami-Dade. Miami Lake. Okay?
Sammy, what is what does triple net lease and all that mean? How many characteristics?
That's a good question. So triple net, the first and and by the way, after October, I think was it?
It's not taxable.
Yeah, taxes. Okay. So what does that mean? So that means that before, right, the landlord can usually charge me for taxes on within the lease. Okay. So let me see if I have it here.
What happens if that was already in the lease from before?
They have to take it out, and that's what I was going to show you right now. Hold on. I'm going to show you one
This
thing. Right now.
October then?
Yeah, it was.
October 2026,
25. It can,
25 or 6?
No, 25. It was last year.
But let me ask you, right now that you have this lease already set up, let's say for 5 years, what happened? Do you pay less or no?
Yeah, that's what I was going to show you this lease.
Because that's money that went to the taxes. It wasn't even from the landlords.
No, it's for everybody.
Common area, the same thing in that?
I'm going in there, Papa. I'm going. Just let me see if I can show you this thing. Because I want to show you instead of like, because they did that on my last lease in Tampa. Which all right, so I'm gonna give you another, share. Sorry guys, I know I'm taking a little bit more time.
Guys getting water, chips.
Pass me a bottle of water, please. Can you guys see that or no? 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 Thank you.
Yeah, ask about commission, because I know we can.
Can you see that now?
Yeah.
All right, so this is the lease, okay? So this lease right now, right? It's all the lease, all right? So look at this. For 800 square feet, right? Renew 3 years, and this is just to let you know, $24.88 starting, and this is a 4% increase every year. Okay, so can somebody tell me how much that will be? I'm just giving you an example, guys, so you guys can learn how to do this.
898 times 4.88 times 898.
Go ahead, tell me a number.
Sammy, it's Rob again. So question with regards to the leases, I put it in the chat. Is there some sort of a standard commercial lease that we can use as agents to kind of streamline the process, or does every lease need to be generated per the transaction?
Every lease has to be generated per transaction because every building is going to be different on per square footage they asking for. So the listing agreement is the same, correct? But for you to generate it, it's going to be different.
I mean, there's no such thing as a business opportunity leasing in the forms, right? You have
No.
to make that with an attorney.
Yeah, you have to make that with an attorney, or you have to invite. You have to include an attorney there. Did
So
you
what
guys?
I'm referring to, we're representing the landlord. Is there something that you use in general to kind of like keep it as standard, as simple as possible? Or are you having an attorney draft up a new lease for each?
You should have an attorney drafted the lease for you, yes. Because remember, it's commercial. Number one, number two, you should know on that building, every office is different for the square footage. Is some of the buildings, some of the offices are bigger, some of the offices are smaller. It depends on your office.
Okay, so now with that being said, when I have a landlord, I'm gonna represent them. We found a tenant, and we have an attorney. Well, we need to find an attorney to be able to draft the lease. Is that the responsibility of the agent or the landlord? And who is paying the cost to draft up this lease?
The landlord, it should be as long as you on time, and also with your commission. Because remember, you can draft, like, I can do this lease, right? I can do the lease, but guess what? If I messed up on this lease, who you think is gonna get sued?
You. Yeah, it's a legal liability.
So you want to pass that right there, my friend? You want to pass it along to an attorney. You don't want to take that on your own hands. That's why I say go with an attorney all the time.
Perfect.
And
Thank you.
what is gonna cost? What is gonna cost the landlord? $1,500, $2,000 when he's getting $50,000 a year from it. You know what I'm saying? Is irrelevant on the small cost that the landlord's gonna pay for it. Any questions? Anyone want questions?
How do you, sorry, I'm just trying to ask questions from in the office. How do you calculate the actual rental increase annual? Is there a set number? Just kind of figure it
Yes,
out?
it's between 3%. Like, look at this one right here. You see this one on the share screen?
Right.
The renewal rate is always between 3% to 5%. So you start 3% year one. Let's say you log me in for 5 years, right? The first 2 years, regular base rent. The two years are 3%, 4 year 4%, and 5 year 5%. Every year can also calculate a percentage every year, or they can do it here, increase 4% each anniversary year. So I know that my 4% is going to go up every year.
Okay. And then obviously that's all negotiable anyway.
Well, it's negotiable in the sense that it's up to you as the tenant agent to negotiate that for the landlord, to the landlord. But it's coming for the 5 year or 3 years. It's coming. It's not. You can't get away with that.
Okay.
Anything else? Oh, Will had a question.
So when you're in your comps, you're writing on LoopNet specifically?
Not necessarily. LoopNet is basically a LoopNet can help because LoopNet, it will tell you which office and which spaces are there for lease or for sale in that area, and you can go based on that. But if you really want to know, you have to know what is in the past 7 months to a year. You don't go to 3 months, 6 months. You go back to 6 to a year on commercial, in the same maybe 2 years.
Where do you look? Like, you're talking about like clothes?
CoStar.
Or CoStar.
That you have to have CoStar.
What's on that? A lot.
500
a month.
a month, and we $500 a month we pay.
If you're not doing a
Oh,
whole
I pay.
bunch, it doesn't make sense.
No,
That's why
yeah.
I split it.
And it's good to split it with, if you guys, have, but again, so let me tell you guys that my ideal world, right? Or not my ideal world, when we come back, lifestyle commercial real estate, I want this to be big, right? I want this to be, you guys making good money with it. Obviously, the percentage is not going to be 90-10. It's going to be different. It's going to be different because we need to support those costs that you guys want, right? And that's something that we are trying to negotiate as a brokerage, right? Because, for example, you tell me right now, hey, I have 2 deals. Okay, no problem. You have 2 deals. You're gonna make you as an agent, you're gonna make maybe $60,000, right? We make 10, but out of that 10, we turn around and pay for that software that you need for the whole year or monthly. But now remember, we are a big corporation, so we need multiple licensing, and that's only for one license, 500. So if you need 3, 4, 5, that gets pricey like that. You know what I'm saying? So you guys as an agent have to also understand, hey, yeah, we need a little bit more, but I don't have this cost for it. You know what I'm saying? So one hand, watch the other. So that's what I'm trying to get to, and hopefully we can have, it's a different conversation, but we're gonna get there. I think the way that I'm looking at all this, and we need it. Like right now, we need it as an agent.
There's nothing right now left up.
Look, straight up, I'm running my own thing. I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
Marcial, Miguel, Samantha, Leslie, You know, there's different branches that they knows about commercial, but we're not running in the we're not swimming in the same way, and that's what I want. I want everybody to swing on the same way. Now, the way that I'm going to try to put this is together is you have the board and you have directors manager for a region, like in Miami, Broward, Palm Beach, downtown Orlando, because if you are a residential agent, you can be a commercial, but you have to learn. Somebody else has to teach you how to do that commercial. Like right now, I give you the sample of that kid having this listing that he doesn't know what cap rate is, and you see how simple cap rate is. That's embarrassing, guys. You have a 15, 18 unit
Yeah, that
building.
won't take you serious.
The first question that hey, what is the cap rate? What is that? What do you mean? What is that? So you putting a sale of $6 million on that building, you don't even know what the cap rate is? Give me a break. So that is bad for us. But again, if you don't know, you don't know. Ask questions. That's why we're having this conversation, this training. Any questions?
Did you go over the triple net kind of or not really?
Okay, so the triple net
You
is
said the first end.
the first end is going to be so now taxes is not included in the triple net, but it should before it was the CAM. So the CAM is basically
Property manager.
well, it's in that's a good question. It's in, but it's the expenses of what is going to keep me working on this building. Like what is on the outside, you know, like on the maintenance on the Commonwealth areas. Parking, yeah, Commonwealth areas. Okay, and then you also have taxes. I mean, HOA, right? Oh, here the HOA here I spend about I think $750. So that gets added up. Okay, let's say 700 times. I think it's how many offices do we have here, Luigi? Like 10
on this block, right?
Yeah.
Here? Yeah, let's just say 10 and 12.
10. 700 times 12, 10 times 10 is 7,000, right? They divide that 7,000 divided by the 10, and that's un palo que te toca. It's add up into a triple net. So everything that is costing me
is the common area in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's why it's triple N, because everything that's costing me, the owner of the building, I'm passing down to you as a tenant, because I'm the landlord, and especially on commercial, on industrial warehouses. Oh, it's even worse, buddy. Like that is even worse than even the AC is your responsibility. The AC, it shouldn't be you responsible for it. So imagine, I'm paying for my sign outside, which is $10,000. I'm paying for the AC. I'm paying for everything that I'm, the HOA, the cost of doing business, plus my own expenses. I should own the place. No, you're the tenant.
They put that on us too in the Kendall office.
Wow.
The AC before they used to service it, and now it's on us.
Look, when we moved here, Richie and I, we had to switch that. The AC, because he told me, no, it's on you guys.
I think they go CrossFit have AC.
You know what I'm saying? So again, there's cost involved. There's cost involved that you guys, when you have as a tenant, you like, oh, it's gonna be $4,000 a month. No, it's not. It's gonna be more. That's why I also tell you get 10% of what you earning is because it's always gonna be something.
How do you know if some buildings have triple net and some don't?
That's triple net right now is like that. It's not going. You're not gonna get away with it unless you buy the building. Mm-hmm. That's 100% lease triple net. Lease.
But it doesn't include the taxes anymore.
No, it doesn't include the taxes. That's one less thing.
Maybe like the old school ones, because I have a warehouse that the guy charges me a flat fee, and I don't know. I don't think there's nothing on top of that.
Well, you got to know why you're paying for it, but you shouldn't be paying for taxes because it's illegal.
No, not taxes, like anything else.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been the same for years.
Well, you have to do your math, because if he would have charged you taxes there for back then, and the way that you do taxes, right? Just, you guys that are younger. Let's say I'm paying $7,000 on taxes. I divide that by 12. That's your bill. If you only want tenant, if not, we divide it by how many tenants we have in the shopping center. and everybody's paying a portion of it.
Sammy, I have a question.
Yeah,
So we're talking prospecting now, whether it be on the phone or whether it be however you're gonna prospect. Who is the right contact we should be looking for? So let's say we're looking at a shopping plaza. Let's say there used to be a Publix there, and you want to be able to get a hold of the landlord, or who would be in the position of power who we need to talk to so they can actually make the decision.
Rob, every time that you go to, and that's a great question, my friend, but every time that you look at a shopping plaza, you have to see a sign that says Keller Williams commercial property management, or whoever is on every it's 99.9% every shopping center has somebody that is managing that property. That's what you need to reach out to, and that's why when we continue, when we grew the commercial division, we're going to have that because I have access to that, so we can do that.
So then I guess what I'm referring to, peel the onion back another level. I'm talking, I see a standalone building and it looks, run down, multifamily, let's just say, and I see there's a corporate owner. So it's not, it might be a holding company, and how you have the registered agent, it might be somebody else, and it just the ownership, you can never really put your finger on exactly what it is. But you see the building itself, so it's a value add. Who would you reach out to?
That is more. That's that's a good question. I have to do a little more digging, but I know in CoStar you do have past 6 owners in CoStar that they can tell you who was the previous owners, and through there you can find out maybe who's the owners currently.
That's golden. Okay, so CoStar, CoStar.
Those don't have management companies, right?
No.
You go straight to
or property management, but they don't. You don't know.
particular.
Yeah. Julieta asked, "What are the loans available for commercial?" That's a good question, Julieta. So commercial right now, in loans, you usually have to give 25% of the down payment. So, for example, if the property is $1 million, you have to put down $2,500 to $250,000 down. All right, and the loan, it doesn't mature like a residential. It's not 30 years. It's only 20 years, 15 to 20 years. And guess what? When it's time to, like, when you're getting close, then you have to refi that mortgage, unless you have the money to pay it off. But a lot of landlords, what they do is refi, so they can get another 15 to 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Now, what that does is that prolong your mortgage, right? And just, if you want, because if not, let's say it's $1,250,000, so you have another $700,000, right, to pay. If you're not gonna pay that on 15 years, yeah, if you do, great. But if you don't, págate más tiempo. That's right. Okay. So you always have to refi those loans. If not, you have a balloon payment coming to you that you don't want. Any other question?
I mean, question right now, right? Like if you said you had that increase. So do you get your commission right away, or is that determined by you or the landlord?
It depends on you, buddy, because that's a good question, guys. Mike had a question of if the increase on the lease, right, and you have a commission, which is very common. So I'm gonna give you an example. So right now I have a lease that is about $10,000, right? Everything's $10,000, but the increase on the landlord to the tenant is 5%. So every year for the next 4 more years is 5%. You can go ahead, do your calculation by putting $10,000 times five, right? That's $500 times 3 years. That's $1,500. So that means that $10,000 plus $1,500 is 11,500. Okay, so 11,500 times 10%, no, times 12, times 3. 414 times, let's say your commission was 10%. That's $41,000 on those 3 extra years. You get what I'm saying? If you don't calculate that, you as an agent, you're gonna be missing out. But if I'm calculating that at 10,000, it's probably less than that. It's probably like $35,000. So you're missing $7,000 on 3 years. You get it? So you have to do that. Not me, as an landlord. You as an agent.
And if you want to get hit on it, you have to make sure it's renewable.
Oh yeah, no.
If not,
Te jodiste. Oh, if not, no. And that's a good question. That's a great question. Renewable and it's 2 different things. Now I'm gonna clarify that. So the renewable is when the lease expires in 5 years and we're gonna renew. You have to pay me the other 5 more years. The agreement that I have with you is now. That $41,000, it does to me now. Like we close that, you gotta pay me now, or you're gonna pay me $20,000 more, and 6 months you gotta pay me the other $22,000. But you gotta pay me now. The renewal is when the lease is over, which is great. Because and then the renewal, if you pay me the same amount of money today is not tomorrow, right? Same thing with the lease. The same amount of money that we negotiate today is not in 5 years. So that means in 5 years, I'm up. So that renewal is done to me too. But it's up to you and the landlord to negotiate that. That's why I love commercial guys. Any questions?
The commission that's all stated in the lease or in the listing agreement, or while you do the lease, you negotiate that?
That's a
Get
great
paid up
question.
front, because I've seen agents get paid like 1 year, 2nd year, 3rd year, they try
Well,
to like delay it.
They-
Why is it that happens? They didn't
Because the
negotiate from
landlord.
start?
No. The landlord may be, okay, so for example, the tenant has, let's say, basic numbers, $100,000, okay? This is $100,000, okay? He needs to come up with $100K, right?
Mhm.
To move in. But your commission out of that is what is 10% on 100?
10,000.
10,000. Okay? 10K times 5, how much is it? 10,000 times 5, what is it? 50. You see how much he's getting to move in? 100K. I have to give 100K to the landlord to move it, but my commission is 50K because it's for the next 5 years, right? So do you think that makes sense for me as a landlord to pay you right away? No. So that means that 50K, I'm gonna break it in 2 or 3 payments.
There a limit how they do it? No.
No, it's however me and you negotiate.
But you negotiate that from the start or after?
No,
Because you don't have a
when
clear-
when you get a contract, that's what you gotta negotiate these terms.
But the attorneys usually do those contracts.
Yes, but you gotta tell the attorney how much you want
Yeah.
upfront, or if you want the whole thing upfront. Because that's another thing. There's some landlord there, they're an asshole. And sorry for my language, that they don't want to pay. Like right now, and I'm gonna disclose this. We have one agent in Florida that the landlord right now doesn't want to pay our commission, but it's already in the listing. So we have to sue them to get a commission, right? Because guess what? The landlord right now owes $38,000, and the lease was for like 45, 42. So $38,000. Oh shoot! You know what I'm saying? I had the money, but that means that I have the money. I'm gonna just give it to you. Instead, let's just divide that $38,000.
So yeah, they could finesse. One time there was a guy said, "I'll give you every unit here, a whole bunch of retail little stores," and then I'm like, "All right, like, all right, cool. I'll give you a storefront. I'll give you everything. You handle it." And then the manager said, "Oh no, but I only pay you off the first month." And I, "Bro, you're crazy. Go get somebody else. I'm not gonna waste all my time. So you could just pay me 1 month, and then you get the business the following year." You know?
That's bad.
No, I put those terms in the LOI. So I put in the LOI on how I want, not necessarily the percentage, right? And then they agreed to it right away.
That goes in the LOI of the commission.
You can, because remember, the letter 110 is telling you how much you're gonna get paid. What's up, buddy? So the letter intent is always gonna be there. How much you're gonna get paid?
Same one we read. Yeah.
Yeah, she was 2 letters down. I probably lost
Alright.
the information.
Hold on. All right, guys, I'm gonna get out now. Okay. See you guys.